Our friends over at Fox News seem to have lost their minds completely from this graphic on the screen that they unbelievably put up on their air. Okay, so here's the conception behind this. Let's look at various cases of Black death and beatings and see how that connects to the stock market. As if those two things are related, this is so insensitive and completely bonkers and insane. They ultimately did apologize. We can throw up Brett Baer's tweet here. It appeared apparently on his hour. The infographic used on Fox News Channel's special report to illustrate market reactions to historic periods of civil unrest should never have aired on television without full context, or maybe not at all. We apologize for the insensitivity of the image and take this issue seriously. And Saagar, working in this industry and having worked at cable news, a graphic like this, it doesn't just appear on it goes through a lot of, there's a conception of it.
On our show.
Right, of course, there's multiple people who look at it, who approve it, then you call for it, then it goes up. I mean, the number of people who saw this and were like, great idea, this is awesome, let's go with it, is kind of mind-blowing.
It's insane. And that's what really gets me, is that there was somebody out there who was like, hey, you know what? Let's do the stock reaction.
Let's pull the data.
What is wrong with you? I don't think it has anything to do with it was so bizarre, obviously insensitive, also not connected. That's not how the stock market works. It's just like there are so many different layers to this that
what are you trying to show with this? What is the point you're trying to make with this? I was trying to
think about it. I was like, so what was the actual reaction? Maybe it was, well, actually, in times of civil unrest, the stock market always goes up, which tells you more about the stock market than it does about anything else. But I think, that's as good as I can get you. And I'm trying to put myself in the mind of them. But like you said, the fact that this went through like 9 different layers of communication and chain and approval and eventually aired is a very, very bad look. And there's some strange stuff going on over there. Laura Ingraham actually had a segment on her show digging back into about the weather underground. Now, you got to put on your 2008 Obama hat.
This is some real boomer stuff here.
I was a child. I was literally a teenager when all this stuff was happening. But I'm reaching back in, the history books. I'm like, oh, what is all this stuff? So Obama, famously associated with that one professor, I don't even remember his name, who was, I think he was convicted or part of the Weather Underground, which was a anarchist organization.
Which this stuff happened actually before we were even born.
Yeah, this
it was just dredged back up during the Obama era.
Back. Right. This happened during the 60s. Anyway, so Laura Ingraham ran a segment about that and said that when listed one of their aims. Let's take a listen.
Attack and dethrone God.
Yeah, that's what this is really all about.
No, look, the rest of them are true. The rest of those are true. But where did attack and dethrone God come
I like how it's actually they're not that crazy. It's destroy capitalism. Okay, I'm on board with that. It's organize, and then ergo attack and dethrone God. That's where this is ultimately leading.
It's very strange.
Do people buy that?
I don't know. I mean, again, I don't even know where that came from. I think it came from some weird infographic on the Weather Underground,
the truth about the Weather Underground.
The truth about the Weather Underground.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, the rest of those are very standard for some leftist anarchist organization in the 1960s. But yeah, it's a very strange.
You can just sort of see how they're trying to figure out where to be and how to be and what to say about this moment when you have so many people who are sort of behind the protests. Then you have this unease, especially among their audience, about some of the disorder with the protests. And so they're just reaching back to their Obama playbook and whatever's worked for them in the past to try to come up with something.
It also didn't work. Also, I just remembered his name.
Well.
Bill Ayers. That was his name. So there you go.
Okay, more rising for you after this.